Today we're going to try to catch some fish on this 2x4. For this project I'm going to use the spigot jaws on my one-way chuck, and here I'm using a very large skew chisel from D-Way Tools. It has a different grind than the other one you'll see me using later. Here I'm just marking some key measurements that I want to follow. But this skew chisel from D-Way is a little bit better for doing peeling cuts if you're roughing out material. Works pretty good for doing these slicing cuts too, but it really excels with the mass that it has doing the peeling cuts. Just getting the shape here that I want. You'll see me here in a little bit switch over to one of the old school skew chisels that are much smaller. It has a much sharper angle from tip to the heel, and I found it worked pretty good, especially cut this pine 2x4 wood really well. Just checking the thickness here with the calipers. Need to take just a little bit more off. Getting very close to the size that I want. Doing a little bit of sanding here. Here you go. Here's that skew chisel I was talking about. It seemed to, it's a lot smaller, so less metal to get in the way. Some final sanding, a little bit of oil and shellac, some shine juice, and this one's almost ready to catch some fish. Same piece of wood, we're going to make the second little piece here, and I'm using that peeling cut again with that skew chisel. Take this time here just to thank all of my subscribers out there. Really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I really do mean that. It's kind of hard getting started out new, and just appreciate the support I've gotten, and do appreciate everyone that comments and likes on the videos. Using a detail gouge here to cut a little cove in this piece of wood. Some final touches getting it to shape here. This was good practice for the skew chisel. If you've watched my channel, you know that I'm not the greatest at using a skew chisel, so I was pretty proud that I did this whole project without any catches. And I think it helped that we was using this soft pine, really good for practice. It was very satisfying to cut, so keep at it. If you've had some catches, we all have, keep at it. I know you can learn how to use this skew chisel. Here is the final piece from that 2x4 that we are going to turn today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and check out some other content. This one is fishing related. Fishing is one of my other hobbies. I normally do most of my woodworking in the winter months. Get a fire in my shop, and it's really cold outside, so I don't do a whole lot of other things. But in the summertime, spring and fall, I like to do some fishing, and that's one of my hobbies. And I also like to do some gardening and things like that. So if you also like fishing and you have some ideas, maybe some other lure that I could make, please comment. Let me know what kind of content you'd like to see that might be fishing related. I might be able to produce something be pretty interesting for you. Just getting this one to its final shape. I'll do a little bit of sanding, and then we'll be ready to put the hardware on to try to catch some fish with this today. And here I am putting the hardware on. I get my hardware from Jan's Netcraft or Barlow Tackle. I've had great experience with both of those. Please comment if you know of some other hardware suppliers for making lures. Might be beneficial to other people watching this video. There might be more options out there, but those two companies have offer great service to me, and they do not endorse me or anything, but I've had good luck with them. And this propeller that I'm putting on spins better than what you'll get on the original Tiny Torpedo. So top quality hardware from both companies. Here I'm getting the wood burner out, just kind of adding some character to this. I thought the stripes from the wood grain actually made this look like a belly and made it have stripes like a fish would have. Uh, for these action lures, I really don't think that the color or the patterns that you put on them matter that much because there's so much action, but you know, it looks cool in a tackle box when you put I think I put a smiley face on that Tiny Torpedo. Here's a Zara Spook, a little bit different hardware. Don't know what these are called, but you put the hook in and then screw that down on the hook. If you make these lures, go ahead and customize them. Put your own personal name on them, or better yet, make one for a buddy. Put his name on it, or for your son, daughter, granddaughter, grandson. I mean, who doesn't want to have a look in their tackle box and see a lure with their name on it? So make it a nice little gift. And I kept these mostly with the natural wood color, but you could have the person you give it to, one of your grandkids or kids, and they can paint them with acrylic paint, customize them how they want. Here's one that I tried to paint with fingernail polish. It's a popper that I made, Pop R, and probably should have used some water-based paint. I didn't give it time to dry. It kind of made a mess. But like I said, the fish won't care. I think they'll both will work, or all of them will work just fine. Let's test them out. That's 3 fish on 3 lures that I made this morning on a teeny piece of a 2x4. So it's that easy and they work. I would say that the Zara Spook gets caught with the line a little bit, so I might need to tweak that some, but the Tiny Torpedo and the Popper works just as good or better than the ones you buy at the store. So there you go. Hope you enjoy.